I want to welcome you all to Midvale City. I want to thank you all for coming out today. This is if we don't hurry, we'll get done before any sprinkles come. But these are the kind of days that we get in the fall, and we have to take advantage of them. I want to take a moment to recognize many people in the audience who helped us to get to this monumental day. Either stand or wave your arm. Former Midvale City Mayor Joanne Sagini. It hasn't been paved yet, but Sagini Drive is going to go cut right from this street over to Bingham Junction when they get through all the heavy equipment areas. So you're going to have an honor that will outlast all of us. I want to recognize our Director of Economic Development, Chris Butte. Chris has been a driving force in our city for this and all development projects. Midvale City Redevelopment Agency Director, Matt Dahl. We want to welcome also our former Midvale City Redevelopment Agency Director, Danny Walls. We traded Matt Dahl for Danny Walls in Salt Lake City, just like in the major leagues. Also, from EPA headquarters, I want to welcome Superfund Program Manager for Redevelopment, Melissa Friedland. We want to welcome also from the EPA Region 8, Assistant Regional Director, Betsy Smittiger. And we want to recognize Region 8 Regional Coordinator, Francis Costanzi. Also from EPA, Project Manager Dania Zinner on the back row. And EPA Region 8 Communication Director Jennifer Chergo. She'll write up all the good news that goes out to the other EPA regions. Okay, Utah Department of Environmental Quality Executive Director Alan Matheson. And Deputy Director Scott Baird. Not here, absent. He's working, he's getting paid. Yeah. Economic Development Corporation of Utah CEO and President Teresa Foxley. Did I see her? I'll introduce her again when she gets here. Christian Gardner of the Gardner Company. Deloy Hansen, founder and CEO of Wasatch Group. And I saw Kim Gardner here too. Welcome, Kim. Walter Plum, the fourth president and CEO of Walter Plum the fourth, president and CEO of Lim Investments. We have 3 city council members in attendance: Paul Hunt, Brian Brown, and Justin Garrett. Representative Bruce Cutler, Representative Ken Ivory, and Deputy District Director for Congresswoman Mia Love, Barry McLaren. Come from our school district: Canyon Board of Education Vice President Nancy Tingy, and the Canyon Education Foundation Director Denise Haycock. Aaron Hale, Deputy Mayor of Salt Lake County. I like that name, it's easy to read. There are many more here, I know.
Here now, Mayor.
Oh, yes, let's go over that again. Okay. Yes. Okay, Canyon Board of Education Vice President Nancy Tingy. No, Teresa Foxley.
Teresa, yeah.
Oh, there it is. Economic Direct Development Corporation of Utah CEO and President Teresa Foxley. We got a special recognition. Okay. The barrier fences that used to surround Sharon Steel site have long disappeared. We're here for a redevelopment. I got thinking today, this is the 5th redevelopment of this site in its history. Remember, first, there were Indians that lived here. They hunted the squirrels, foxes, deer that were in this area, and it was just grassland. And then it was redeveloped by pioneer agriculture interests, turned into productive fields. And then it was repurposed by the mining industry between Bingham Canyon and Alta. This is kind of right in the middle. And so it was repurposed as an industrial center. And that went on for a long time, about 1900 to the 1950s and maybe early 60s. And then it was repurposed by EPA into a dirt field again. And now, with their blessings, we have now a redevelopment agency to develop the Jordan Bluffs. This is going to be called the View 72 Phase 2. I think on the charts over here you can get an idea visually what it used to look like and what it will look like. Where we stand this afternoon is the crossroads of Jordan Bluffs redevelopment site and the Salt Lake Valley. It literally is in the middle of everything. The intersection of Ivy Street, which is this one, and Bingham Junction Boulevard is right here near the center of this redevelopment site. Bingham Junction Boulevard links this site with a successful View 72 to our north. You can just catch the rooftops if you look directly north. Today we're thrilled to announce View 72 Phase 2 at Jordan Bluffs. This project site literally represents 7% or 1 acre out of every 14 in the city of Midvale. This project is 265 acres, offering unsurpassed views of the Wasatch and Oka Range. And I think if the tents weren't here and the truck weren't there, you could catch these views like there is no other place in the valley with this stupendous view. Right here on the banks of the Jordan River, by the way, too. We envision a great community expansion occurring here, and as you can see, the work has already begun towards that goal. Back over this way. This master development is bringing together state-of-the-art facilities with a mile-long park filled with amenities and connects on-site housing and on-site work. Can you imagine walking to work here? That's what our plans are, with neighborhood retail mixed in. This valuable resource provides the opportunity for the critical mass of young talent and intellectual capital in a community where future innovation, development, and economic growth will occur. This location in the middle of Wasatch Front, Salt Lake County, and Silicon Slopes provides great access to regional transportation networks, the information economy through fiber optic connections, and vast recreational opportunities located within minutes all around us. And it sets the stage to cutting-edge companies. Oh, did I mention the views?
72.
Can you imagine? These folks that come from back east, they go, wow, wow, yeah. They have to travel 3 hours to get to a hill. We got mountains in 15 minutes. The citizens of Midvale have been waiting for over 30 years for this day, and we are honored to share this historic event with our partners who helped us get here today. We're honored to have our friends from the EPA join us for this monumental event. First, we will hear from Betsy Smittiger, Assistant Regional Director from Region 8 in Denver. Then Melissa Friedland, National Program Manager for Superfund Redevelopment from the EPA headquarters. Melissa, this is not your first trip to Midvale. Third trip. So they're watching this pretty close. Okay, so I'm gonna invite Betsy to come up here, and after she's done, we'll move on.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Mayor. So it really is a pleasure for me to be here today after just years of collaboration with our partners, the City of Midvale, as well as Utah Department of Environmental Quality. Today is a powerful example of how our Superfund site can be revitalized into an economic and community asset. It was in 1982 when Utah DEQ became involved with this site after learning that nearby residents were using mill tailings here from this site in gardens and in children's sandboxes. Testing revealed high levels of lead in soils and arsenic in groundwater. EPA added the Sharon Steel Superfund site to the NPL site, the National Priorities List, of Superfund sites in 1990, so quite some time ago. We are in fact today standing on 270 acres, approximately 265 or thereabouts, of a former ore milling facility that produced lead, copper, zinc, and other metals for 65 years. That facility provided jobs and infused income into the local economy. Look across this site today, and in addition to the views and the rain, come on in.
You did hear.
As you look across here, there's actually 10 million cubic yards of waste tailings that are buried under the site here. It took years of determination and environmental actions to achieve a remedy which today protects both the environment and people. In 2004, with the Human Health and Environmental Protection, EPA deleted this site from the National Priorities List of Superfund sites, and that paved the way for the development that's happening today. For many years, Midvale City and UDEQ and EPA have been working towards finding a way to successfully redevelop this property. It takes a lot of hard work, there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of negotiation that has to happen to get to the point we're at today. In 2017, EPA and the state worked closely with Midvale City and Casey Gardner Company to facilitate this new vision. EPA sent Gardner a reasonable steps comfort letter, and in coordination with Midvale City and UDEQ, reviewed the design site plans for the backbone infrastructure and roadways that you see being built here. The ongoing transformation of the former Sharon Steel Superfund site, which is now known as Jordan Bluffs, and I hear it's never ever referred to anymore as Sharon Steel Superfund site.
Thank you.
And that's the last time we'll say that. Reflects the enduring leadership, commitment, and expertise of our partners at Utah DEQ, Midvale City, Gardner Company, and now also the Wasatch Group as well. So great big congratulations to Midvale City and all of you today that made this a successful event that it is. It's taken years of hard work, but together we've accomplished something that's very special. And now, I'd like to introduce Melissa Friedland, who's the National Program Manager of Superfund Redevelopment, and as was mentioned, she comes from DC.
So I have to say, I was raised in New York City, so I learned how to talk very fast, and I know the rain is coming, so I'm going to do the best I can. But I want to thank you for inviting me. The mayor said this is my third visit, and every time I come, I am blown away. I am just blown away. So one of EPA's major goals is to find the best and the brightest Superfund sites and the best and the brightest Superfund reuse stories, I should say, and highlight them so that we can share lessons learned around the country, really, and help communities how to figure out how to do their reuse when they're faced with similar kinds of issues. So it's a great pleasure to be back in Midvale and celebrating yet another success in this wonderful and pioneering city. Many years ago, Midvale wowed the nation by finding a way to return, I gotta say this right, the Bingham Junction site, bringing new homes, companies, stores, and office buildings to a beautiful and a beautiful waterfront walkway. And today, we're poised to celebrate and repeat that at this site, which is really terrific. And once again, the Midvale community has found a way, tackling a much harder project in, I have to get this right too, in the Jordan Bluffs site. So your experience and persistence, you're taking a site that seemed almost impossible to be used for anything, and you're going to breathe new life into this property. You're going to open a door that's been shut for decades, and you're going to usher in economic growth and improve the quality of life for residents. But the fact is, today is really, the way I see it, it's about three things. It's about thinking boldly, it's about innovation, and it's about being a visionary, Mayor Seguini, and it's about people who looked at a real serious problem, and instead of saying, why, they really put their heads together and said, let's think of another idea, so that in effect they said, why not? And so I give you all tremendous credit for being bold, innovative, and being visionaries. We're so honored to be part of this celebration, and the reuse of this site will cement your role as a thought leader for bold Superfund development, offering more proof that the impossible is possible. So it's also, we're coming up on the 20th year of Superfund redevelopment, the Superfund redevelopment initiative. And as it approaches just a few months from now, I'd like to thank all of you for showing us that there's more to learn. And I would like to thank this community for being so gracious, so continually gracious in sharing your success and the lessons learned, not only with us, but with the whole country. So I thank you, I congratulate you, and I wish you the best of luck moving forward.
All right, next we're going to hear from Alan Matheson, the Executive Director of the Utah Department of Environmental Quality. We're very fortunate to have Alan as a partner. He has a wealth of knowledge on growth and smart planning for strong cities. Alan.
Can we get up here and be wet and cold on the back and warm and dry in the front? So I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, that area. And you know, that's a city that's named after the mythical bird that, as it gets old, spontaneously combusts, burns down to ashes, and then rises again out of its ashes new. Felt good. So the phoenix rises out of its ashes, and I think that's a great metaphor for what we're seeing today. We're seeing a place that was blighted, that had some challenges, and seen it have opportunity now. And you know, I think with that bird, that was kind of magic and mythology. The magic in what we're seeing today comes in the form of partnership, shared vision, commitment, and hard work. So I really appreciate the partners, the city, the county, EPA, and others who have stepped up to make this happen. We've enjoyed being part of that partnership. Now, in a real way, today can be summarized as problem to promise. And the problem, I think, is obvious. We had a site that was used for 100 years for smelting, created some contamination, lead, copper, arsenic. It was not healthy for the people around here. And the promise is what's coming out of it. We've cleaned up this site, made it safe for the public, those who will work and who will live here. And we see an opportunity for great amenity in the community, a vibrant place, a place where people will live, will work, will recreate, a place that can be on the tax rolls and create some economic activity. So, lots to look forward to. Again, it's taken a lot of people, a lot of time to get here. The number one priority for us was making sure that public health is addressed. And we've done it in a way that protects those that work here and live here. We'll continue to be involved in making sure that the protections will remain. And those that live here will call it home. And it'll be a place that'll be meaningful in each of their hearts for a long time to come. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Alan. Christian Gardner of the Gardner Company realized the site value, partnered to purchase the site, and will develop the site as phase 2 of his prior successful development north of us at Bingham Junction, View 22 Corporate Center. We're grateful for his commitment and the commitment of his corporation to do this project. Christian, we turn the mic over to you for a few minutes.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Sagini. So it was about 10, 11, 12 years ago that I stood on 7200 South with our partner, John Gust, and we were looking at acquiring the first part of Bingham Junction, that first phase. And we were talking about what the property could become and putting together a vision. We talked to Wasatch, Deloy Hansen, and Jeff Nielsen, and partnered with them on bringing to fruition what you see on the other side. And they've been incredible partners, great partners, to help us achieve that. And as we've been working over there, we've always had our eye on this Jordan Bluffs property. And I, commend Danny for getting this property under control, because we're under contract. It had a lot of different landowners, and it was very difficult assemblage to put together. But we've had a great partnership with Midvale City, with the EPA, with DEQ, with everybody, because we could not do what we have done without everybody working together collaboratively and everybody having a shared vision of what this site could become. And when we drive by in the company, and I'm sure many of you do, we take an enormous amount of pride that we all share in, that we've all helped to redevelop a Superfund site into a major economic driver of this valley that houses major corporations, that has housing, that has retail, that has a lot of uses that we're all proud of, that are contributing and building up the community. And as we look here on this site, we have that same vision, and lessons learned from across the street. There's things that we want to improve upon and do this site even better. I sit here, and off to my left shoulder you can see the top of the Mountain America Credit Union building that we're developing, and that is the vision we have for this. Just on this side and anchoring on the left, we see this being Utah's greatest mixed-use development, and this can only be possible with all of us working together. I'm grateful for our partner Walter Plum for coming in and joining us in this effort, and for my dad, for Mark, John, Ryan Bevan, for our team, and also for Midvale City. They have an excellent business climate, and that really makes a difference. It's whenever we've had tenants and big corporations that have had an interest, they've always been responsive and great to work with, and you need that when you're trying to attract companies into your city. And we stand here in an empty field with asphalt, and I know for some it's kind of the end of a journey. For us, this is just the beginning. We, over the next few years, really see a tremendous development opportunity, and we really see this being the best mixed-use development in the state. And thank you to everyone that's helped. We appreciate it, and we look to make you proud.
Thank you, Christian. We're glad we're partners with you. I'd like now to introduce the next partner who has started construction already over there, Deloy Hansen. And he's the founder and CEO of Wasatch Group, a visionary developer who partnered with us both here and in Bingham Junction. Deloy.
Your grandstanding was good. Everyone in the company knows I would be grandstanding right now. This work was done by Jeff and Corey, 99%. I partnered with a wonderful, wonderful partner in Kim and Christian. Every time I drive by a billboard for governor, I think, why is Christian not on? I'm just counting on the day after he develops all these wonderful things, he goes on and does public service like his father's done. Well, great partners. We've had such an enjoyable time over in Bingham Junction, partnering on the residential component while they did the commercial, the office, the retail. We both complemented each other really well, and it's just a beautiful place to drive through every time I go over there. And when I go into Cut Bop and get noodles, I say I know Christian, and they all kind of give me free noodles, so it's working. But we've got a great vision, and the Wasatch Group is committed to truly quality housing. So many of our Wasatch teams here, Janae, Kitty, Jerem, as I look through the group. This is a group that we headquarter in Midvale. Our offices are over here in Midvale. This is where we run 72 apartment communities from. This is where our leadership sits, and we have our biggest investment here in Midvale. It's the best location in the valley. The city has been amazing in working with us to get the permitting right, the utilities right, to help with the tax increment, to get major infrastructure work done and then get that recaptured back to the community. I think school districts that support that. Without all of their support of building a vibrant community, we couldn't do this. I fell in love with Mayor Sagini, so she is just one of those rare treasures that floats through a community's life. To name a road after her would be just a blessing for all of us. But we're proud to be here. We recently were introduced to the option on this corner to maybe build an indoor soccer facility, 8 outdoor fields, a recreation thing for the community. And Kim told me if you'll do it for free and donate it, we'll take it. And I go, well, I guess we'll have to do it. So we'd love to get involved from the Real side to build a really cool youth community and women's training center down here. And we were thinking to go clear to Orem, but when Kim did that.
We need baseball too.
Baseball too. We'll throw baseball just for Christian. And we'll call it Kim Gardner's Red-Headed Red Sox. We'll just call them the Redheads. We don't even need the Red Sox anymore. It's just the Redheads. But we're proud. It's an amazing city. I've worked all around the state. I'm from Logan. I've worked in all kinds of cities. You cannot find a more charming, caring, but diligent community. I remember when Mayor Sagini and I took on the task of we believe in workforce housing, we believe in senior care housing. She's my partner. She's a person that has a heart like none other. And Midvale's not only opened their arms up to those that are well off, but they've opened their arms up to those that need our support. And that's critical. They've done it in a caring, elegant, and perfect way. So, Mayor, you follow a great legacy. We look forward to working with you, and thank you for coming home and taking the mayor's suggestion. I said that whoever she appointed was going to be mayor. I knew that. So thank you for coming, and we're just proud to be here. Again, I want to thank Jeff and Corey, because they've done all the work. I'm just a little better speaker than Jeff. Jeff's a little shy.
Never had a chance.
I know. That's really true.
I got somebody's sunglasses here. I don't know, one of the speakers. Oh, there. Well, thanks to each of you for taking the time to come and share this historic event on this historic day with us. We're happy to answer any questions you may have at this time. We're also going to offer one-on-one interviews for the media. And before everything melts and the police eat everything, we've got refreshments over here. And then come out. The view's kind of disappeared with that cloud. But if we wait long enough, you might even be able to see the tram at the top of Snowbird up there that we can pick up from here. Thank you all. It's good to have you here.